Thought she wasn't gonna watch it.
Herself came out to LA, came to the fight, but Crawford just walked by and said, "I thought you weren't gonna watch it, but clearly your mind has changed."
Yeah, I came here to support.
Terence Crawford and CaneloAlvarez recently held their first mini press conference ahead of their much-anticipated September clash. But it wasn't the face-off that stole the spotlight. Jaron Ennis shocked everyone by suddenly attacking Crawford. Furious over being sidelined for years, Ennis, known as Boots, feels betrayed and is outraged that Crawford is jumping straight to Canelo instead of ever giving him a shot.
But I think you gotta lean more towards Canelo because, like I said before, he been putting big guys out and down, and Canelo not even really a 68 pounder. He probably really should be at 60 maybe, and he been hurting these guys. I think he be dropping these guys and things like that. So, and them guys be way bigger than him come fight night. I know that for sure. They be probably close to 200.
The dramatic moment unfolded while Ennis was attending the event alongside Shakur Stevenson and Keyshawn Davis. As Crawford exited the stage, Ennis shoved him aggressively, nearly knocking him off. Reports suggest Ennis has been eyeing a move up to super welterweight or middleweight, just to force a showdown with Crawford after being denied a bout during their time in the welterweight class. The heated incident took place during the low-key press conference in Las Vegas, which featured a short Q&A and a modest crowd. Afterward, the fighters moved to a media room for photos and interviews. Asked about the altercation, Crawford didn't hold back. "That's stupid. I never saw that coming," he said. "If he wanted to fight me, he had his chance. He should meet me on the street. I'll break his neck. He's too small to step in the ring with me." Crawford's comments left no doubt. He's not interested in settling scores in the ring, but wouldn't mind handling it outside of it.
And he dropping those guys like that, so I don't know. It's gonna be a great fight. The fans want to see it, so so be it. I think Crawford should take a warm-up fight, at like 60 or like at least at 60, just to get his body, to fill into somebody a little bit bigger, and things like that. I know when you go up a weight, you gotta develop that power and not develop the power, but like put that muscle on and be heavy and things like that. So he might not want to take a fight because he's trying to build up right now. But I think he should, just to stay sharp and that way he don't have like a long layoff or anything like that.
Jaron Ennis has long campaigned for a bout with Crawford, but now he'll have to watch from the sidelines as Crawford faces off with CaneloAlvarez instead. A rising star and current IBF welterweight title holder, Ennis made a name for himself after Crawford unified the division in spectacular fashion with a win over Errol Spence in July 2023.
Small, Canelo's going to run over the ring. What's your thoughts on that fight?
It's a good fight, 50-50 fight, and I guess it's a fight that everybody wants to see. So, it's a good fight.
Crawford's last fight, a title-winning performance at 154 pounds against Israel Madrimov, made it clear that the 37-year-old has left the welterweight scene behind. He's now aiming higher, challenging the undisputed super middleweight king, CaneloAlvarez. The long-rumored fight is officially on for September. Speaking to YSM Sports Media, Ennis admitted the matchup is compelling. "It's a 50-50 fight," he said. "A lot of people want to see it. I can't really pick a winner."
How difficult is it to make that jump from, he only had one fight at 54, so like 147, 154 to 168 pounds?
You said how difficult is it?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's going to be a little difficult because you got to, what are you going to have to put on, like an extra 14 pounds, so he might be a little slower, or who knows, he could be faster. I don't know. Like, it's just, you got to add more weight and gain more muscle and stuff like that, moving up in weight, things like that, so it's a little harder, but I don't know. We'll see on fight night how he'll look.
Ennis was also asked about the challenge Crawford faces moving up in weight. "It'll be tough. He's putting on 14 pounds. He could be slower. Gaining weight and muscle isn't easy," he explained. Still, Ennis gave Crawford some tactical advice. "Be smart. Take your time. Box and move. Don't sit there and let Canelo land bombs." As for Canelo's path to victory, Ennis hinted it would come down to power and pressure, but left the rest to unfold on fight night.
What does Terence Crawford have to do to be successful in that fight?
Be smart, take his time, box and move. Yeah, don't sit there and let him try to bomb on him.
What about Canelo Alvarez?
I feel like Canelo gonna press him, had to press him. Everything behind the stick, you know, and catch him, try and pull out, pull back, anything, you know, cutting the ring.
I think Canelo's going to control the pace with the jab, catch Crawford as he tries to escape, and cut off the ring, Jaron Ennis said. He needs to bully the smaller guy. Don't let Crawford dictate anything. Show him this is your weight class. Ennis, fresh off his win against Stanionis, weighed in on the growing hype around Crawford versus Canelo, but he wasn't offering blind praise. Speaking with Fight Hub TV, he voiced concern about Crawford making such a big leap. He should take a warm-up fight at 160 to understand what it's like facing a bigger opponent, he suggested.
Is it one of those situations where you try to punch on like the smaller man's like arms?
You gonna have to bully him. You gonna have to bully the smaller guy. You know, don't let him dictate nothing. You know, show him that's your weight class.
Boots didn't hold back when assessing Crawford's challenge. Canelo's been at that weight for a long time. He's knocking out big guys. Crawford's smaller, and Canelo's been flooring dudes who come in weighing 200 lbs on fight night. While Alvarez may not be a natural super middleweight, he's consistently punished larger fighters, something the boxing world is very aware of.
Yeah, you brought up, and this is just a follow-up on here, you brought up one main point that a lot of people, a lot of fans have been bringing up. It's like, what happens when Canelo hits him? Because he's been hurting, like you mentioned, bigger guys.
Yeah.
Crawford hasn't been fighting guys that are 200 pounds, 190 pounds on fight night.
Yeah, right. And I think Crawford should take a warm-up fight, you know, at like 60, or like at least at 60, just to get his body.
Crawford recently revealed he now weighs around 186 lbs, well above the 168 lb super middleweight limit, even though he's previously won titles as low as 135 lbs. Still, Jaron Ennis predicts defeat for Crawford, though his comments seem rooted in envy. Many experts agree with him, expecting Alvarez to come out on top. However, Jaron's father, Bozy Ennis, gave a more nuanced take. He referenced Alvarez's recent unanimous decision win over William Skull on May 3rd, a dull performance in Bozy's eyes. Canelo gets frustrated when opponents keep moving, he told YSM Sports Media.
Same like a...
You told me that Terence Crawford and Canelo was a 50-50 fight. You told me Terence Crawford had a chance.
Right.
Me, I was leaning towards Canelo because of the size.
Right.
I want to apologize.
Yeah.
Because after watching that fight, I see what you were talking about.
Yeah, I'm telling you, yeah, movement. That movement all sets everybody, man. And with Canelo, he gets frustrated. You see, he walking to you and all that. If he can't touch you, you know what I mean? That's it. You know what I mean?
Now, did watching that make you feel like Terence Crawford has better than a 50% chance? After watching, I know we see...
If Canelo can't land his shots, he gets irritated, Bozy explained. When asked about Crawford's chances, he said, "They're great. Terence can box, move, punch. He's not going to be like Skull. He's from the streets. He knows how to fight." Bozy added that Crawford could frustrate Canelo, especially by boxing smartly and hitting him when he's stationary. "Bring him to the center of the ring. Catch him when he drops his guard. I think Terence could even stop him," Bozy predicted.
Him against Laura back in the day. Right. Now this is supposed to be a new and improved Canelo.
Yeah. I think, like I said, Terence got a great chance to beat him, man. You know what I mean? Terence can box, Terence can move, Terence can punch. You know what I mean? Terence ain't gonna be doing like Skull. Terence gonna fight you. You know what I mean? He's Terence from the streets, man. You know what I mean? He know what to do. You know what I mean? When it comes down to it. And I think he's gonna wind up frustrating Canelo. You know what I mean?
Bozy also acknowledged Canelo's granite chin, but pointed out something overlooked. People haven't attacked Canelo's body much, but Crawford might, if That makes Canelo drop his guard. Bud could go upstairs for a knockout. Meanwhile, negotiations are ongoing for Jaron Ennis to face Teofimo Lopez. Eddie Hearn confirmed to Fight Hype that talks are in motion, but it hasn't been smooth. Lopez has even accused Ennis of dodging him.
You beat Boots by unanimous decision. Yeah, I'm a dog him, for sure. I'm a dog that boy. They never face a fighter like me. No more backflips, protect your knees.
Teofimo. Lopez didn't mince words in a message to Jaron Ennis and his father. Boots, if you're watching, and your dad Bozy too, listen, you bozos. You say you're from Philly but won't fight the best? You're letting Philly down. Philly just won. Shout out to the Eagles. Come on, man. Are you really from Philly? Lopez questioned. No fight? Fine. No Boots fight then, he added. Lopez had previously expressed interest in moving to welterweight. Turki Alalshik has also spoken positively about that matchup. Meanwhile, Ennis continues his pursuit of the remaining welterweight belts held by Mario Barrios and Brian Norman.
Boots, if you're on here and your father's on here, Bozy, listen to me. You bozos. How you claim yourself from Philly and you don't want to fight the best? Man, y'all putting Philly down and Philly just won. Shout out to Philadelphia Eagles for winning the chip. Come on, bro. I don't think you from Philly. Any questions? Yeah, no Boots fight then. No Boots fight. They said no.
A potential fight with Barrios is off the table as he gears up to face 46-year-old Manny Pacquiao on July 19th. Tensions also remain between Team Ennis and Team Norman after failed negotiations. A bout between Teofimo Lopez and Jaron Ennis would be highly intriguing. Ennis showcased his skills brilliantly in his win over Stanionis. With elite footwork, precise punch placement, and knockout power, the Philly fighter is building a strong case as a future legend.
Teofimo Lopez has mentioned that a potential fight with you and him may be down the road. I think Turkey's even said that. Just overall, your thoughts on that, Jaron?
Like I said before, I'm not worried about nobody else outside of my Stanionis. I'm locked in on him. I'm just locked in on him. I'm zoned in on Stanionis. I'm here to collect belts at 147. And show out, and that's what I'm going to do.
Lopez, too, shines brightest in high-stakes bouts. His victories over Vasily Lomachenko and Josh Taylor prove that. In his most recent fight against Arnold Barboza Jr., Lopez demonstrated sharpness that had been missing. Ennis, on the other hand, has long struggled to make the 147 lb limit. Before fighting Stanionis, there was talk of him moving to junior middleweight, but he chose to stay at welterweight to unify the belts. Having done that, adding a third title at 147 seems unlikely for now.
I figured it being so close to the fight too as well. You're kind of like tunnel vision when it comes to your opponent. And the only reason why I ask is because Turkey had mentioned that if Teo gets past Barboza, we could see a fight with you and Teofimo. I know Top Rank tried to make that fight as well. So I was just curious now, what do you think of Teofimo as a fighter?
Yeah, good fighter. Good fighter. That's about it.
WBO champion Brian Norman Jr. is set to face Jin Sasaki, and Mario Barrios will take on Manny Pacquiao. While there's interest in Ennis facing WBO junior welterweight champion Lopez, promoter Eddie Hearn questions the wisdom of squeezing back to 147 for that fight. The big question is, will Boots stay at 147? Hearn told Boxing Scene. His performance against Stanionis was great, though the medical stats weren't. Boots feels he'll be even better at 154. He added, the reason he stayed at welterweight was for unification, and now that's done. It's a tough call. We like the Lopez fight, but if he stays at 147, that'll be the fight. Otherwise, expect him to move up. With Norman fighting in Japan and Barrios fighting Pacquiao, other unifications don't seem likely.
That's about it?
Yeah, he's a good fighter. That's about it.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you were going to add or anything like that.
No. I say he's a good fighter. That's about it.
Okay. Brian Norman Jr. got a knockout win. I know you guys tried to make a fight previously. He had mentioned in a group huddle with us that he just didn't like being cornered in his opinion, when it came to that fight. Just, you know what happened.